Welcome. Today we got Damien in here who has been building a lot of exciting stuff inside of Toddle. Even the CEO of Toddle, Andreas, said like he loves his attention to detail. And he started out in developing web applications inside of Wist and Webflow. And he was completely fed up with it. And then he moved to Toddle. And now every day starting his projects is like a rebirth, is a blessing. And today we want to talk with him about his experience moving from Whist to Toddle, what changed, what's better, worse. Damien. Okay. How I just wanted to say how can I help you because we always have you in office hours.
Sounds
Uh, how are you doing today?
doing great, man. It's a great day. Yeah, I mean, where do I start? You want me to start on kind of like the journey, the pathway here? Or?
Yeah, I think that would be very interesting for people to see what even made you move to Whist and what made you move away from it.
Yeah, so I mean, there was a client that basically needed a very simple app. Um, and I learned Webflow, and the simplicity kind of got me into understanding how apps work. And when you don't really know about that world, you just try to figure it out with the tool that you're using.
Right.
And it was, obviously it was a learning curve. Like, it's not
Yeah.
design. There's a whole lot of things that are just foreign to designers when it comes to web development. So I just feel like, my beginning into this, the introduction into app development, into JavaScript specifically, was a little bit tainted with the experience coming in from Webflow. But this Toddle has been a bit of a godsend. It kind of pulled me from that experience. Some of the learning from, obviously when I say Webflow, I'm also speaking of Wiz, because
Right.
that's essentially what you're working with to build an app. But a lot of that learning did help set the groundwork for me understanding Toddle. So I don't want to completely disregard or dismiss the experience with both Webflow or Wiz. I feel like, coming from that space, if it had not been for a tool like Toddle, I probably still be fooling around with that guy's app, trying to get try to get it done. So yeah, that's kind of I guess the beginning, pathway to Toddle, coming from Webflow. Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
And what's better, Whist or Toddle?
Oh, Toddle, hands down. I mean, I think um, as a
I just need to
designer,
get that sound bite.
yeah, I know. I don't want to again.
Andreas bribed me. No, I'm just joking. Uh,
Yeah, I don't want to snuff Wiz at all. I think, it's amazing when you're first kind of like fiddling around with Wiz, seeing what you're
right.
able to do. That part right
The possibilities. I think
there, right, the
people that
possibilities.
Whist, they're shocked they used to build landing pages or websites,
Yeah,
and they are shocked, wait a sec. Now I can do this and I can add login and I can make a SaaS. And then
right.
they start doing it, and we're like, maybe not.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I guess the easiest way to put it is, um, when you're just building something using JavaScript, the feeling can be so mesmerizing and like, wow, I did something that I could never do before. It's
Right.
when you try to scale and add layers of complexity into that where you start to understand where the understanding of JavaScript and
Is also
understanding it
important
is
because if
really
you just have
important.
ChatGPT make your code, you don't know
Exactly.
enough.
And unfortunately, once those two ends meet, that's when you realize that Wiz is not what at the time Wiz was not the best tool, because it went from being what felt like no code to actually involving a lot of code, and you're
I
back
mean,
to
I
starting
do
to
think it's
understand.
still not the best tools. That their UI just only moved your actions into a different place and
Right.
let you create more folders called elements.
Exactly. Right. Right. And I felt like the thing that Toddle had out the gate. Here's what's funny. I actually tested Toddle, um, and went back to Wiz prior to when you pulled me back
Oh,
into
you
Toddle.
didn't tell me that.
I
Unbelievable.
never told you
Yeah,
that.
you told.
Here's the issue. The issue was I didn't understand what web components were. I didn't know what they were. So I didn't understand, like, initially Toddle was kind of packaging this as a web component. Understanding, like, okay, well, what is a web component? Why do you use a web component? Where do you use a web component? Those questions were answered because I didn't ask them. I didn't know to ask that question. So what I was going with was understanding the, like, kind of what was marketed to me. You can build an app using Wiz. That was what was marketed to me. Through Toddle, they weren't basically saying that you could build apps. What they were saying was this is a perfect use case for web components at the time. And it wasn't until
Yeah.
we crossed paths where you helped me understand like these are all the possibilities with this tool. Yes, web components are a thing that they do, but this is the overall, like this is really the world that you can build using this framework, and then understanding the visual side, how that plays into you seeing and getting into your code, how that's going
Right.
to help you understand JavaScript a lot better. Unfortunately, that's not the experience with Wiz. That's just not something you'd get from that. You kind of have to understand what you're doing
Right.
with Wiz over time. Yeah,
Wiz is certainly moved from being no code to being a development framework for JavaScript developers
absolutely.
to augment the functionality of Webflow. So you have a Webflow site and you're proud on the design you did, and now you hire a JavaScript developer for 30,000 to make it work.
Right.
That's kind of like now Wiz place. In Toddle, it's different. In Toddle, you build everything in one place, but you can do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that I think was very rewarding to see, because when I did content about Wiz, I did those, and then people paid either 500 an hour for me to fix some of their stuff, and or hired me to do this, or they went to other people because they couldn't afford it. And it was, first of all, Wiz was great to make a lot of money, but it wasn't the proper way of doing it, because if you have a tool that is advertised to people, this makes your life easier. It should make your life easier rather than create another job position for someone like me.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
the tool should do my job. If I still make a good living after such a tool, the tool is doing something wrong. Because it's going to, the idea of such a tool is to cut my job away.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still creative. I'll find new jobs, but uh, the idea of a good tool though is to cut my job away.
Yeah.
And that is what I think that Toddle is doing. And Andreas, he texted me, so we're trying, like we're
Yeah.
trying to get, we're trying to, like get your job away.
They're doing a fabulous job. Just like, I mean, if you're in the Discord channel that they have, there's constant updates. That was another thing too.
Yeah.
It just felt like there was a lot of videos that they put out. It seemed like the community was, I guess, supportive when it comes to like. Well, actually, let me not say the community. They have a few guys that you can depend on to kind of help you navigate some of the complexities with Wiz. But for the most part, um, the overall atmosphere with Wiz is one of which like they're going in a direction, they're going to put out their product, they're going to put out their features, but where you get stuck kind of puts you right back where you started. It like when you get stuck, it kind of kicks you in the back, kicks you back in the front of the line, if you will, where you started with your project. Toddle's a bit different. I feel like I've never really had to, like I've never encountered something that didn't have a prompt response by someone in the community or with you yourself. Um, and I just feel like overall what they've built is so dependable, it's reliable. Like honestly, if it's not working, it's probably something you're doing and it's so simple to fix. Like you just, like you overlook something, right? But it's
Yes.
nothing like where you have to understand code and break down JavaScript to do anything. So that part for me as someone who's coming in from design is actually helping me learn JavaScript. It's helped me understand the language a lot better, how they shake hands. I know I was lost with Wiz. I was just copying and pasting from ChatGPT, crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. And that's not the case now. Now I can take functions that I might generate from Claude or ChatGPT. That could be just kind of like what I'm looking at, and then I'll take that and try to map it with Toddle. And I found some success doing that, which is for me, that's like, that feels great. It feels great to be able to take actual code and make a custom action in Toddle, and it works exactly the same, or even in some cases even better.
And it kind of like gives you the power of code, but it lets you do this in a way that's easy to understand, and you can incorporate it into your existing flows that are no code, that are, you can look at this. The tool itself is the documentation. You need to write documentation. Where is something? You look at it. That's the mind map that you would normally build in Wiz to understand what all your actions are doing.
Yes, yes, it's a beautiful thing. I know they're really like humble. That's why I love Andreas, man. He's super humble, man. But they've done a great job with this tool. I really do hope
Yeah.
that this this tool, their company receives all the success that's owed to them. They've done a fabulous job with the platform.
I think the last time I checked based on public research, I think Toddle already has more users than Wist. So
Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. I'm really not. I think,
Wist though has more people in the Discord.
yeah,
Uh, but that's about to change. Uh,
yeah. Give it time.
yeah, yes.
Give it time, yeah. But yeah,
But what was a big difference for me was the amount of speed that Toddle has compared to Wist. Even though I know JavaScript and I can write it, but I don't want to write JavaScript all the
right.
time. I don't want. I can, but why should I? If I can, why should I? And the biggest feature for me was having the actions be copy pastable across
Oh,
different projects
yes, yes.
and even across the same project, because in Wiz you still can copy actions and all that, and it's kind of like hard to untangle those. Having this flexibility, copying this part across multiple things was a big thing.
Yeah,
Second big thing was speed and amount of time that those things and some of those other little things they have in there saves it. And I think that's really where Toddle adds the value. But let me ask you one question now with Toddle. Is there anything that you miss in moving to Toddle that you had in Wiz that Toddle doesn't have? You miss Webflow?
it's gonna say, oh hell no. Sorry. Yeah, no, this
You
is.
get a shitstorm in the comments.
I mean, I try my best not to trash platforms. I honestly do feel like
I'm
there's
good at
hardworking
trashing
people.
platforms, but
Yeah, I just feel like there's hardworking people really trying to make the tool work,
right,
make it like they're putting everything they've got into creating a good product. And I don't want to dismiss what they've built.
of
I just
course.
think that just going from that UI to this UI, or going from that functionality to this functionality. I actually reopened recently a Wiz project and was like, I could never go back to this. I couldn't. It's just there's no way I can go back to that way of doing what I'm doing right now. I would say the same thing about Webflow. I'm looking now for web design platforms that mirror what Toddle is, and that honestly I've heard
Framer.
Framer. So it's just like I just feel like it's a better way to build, specifically for people who have no experience doing this, or are basically kind of coming on. Because now I can't say I have no experience. Now
I mean,
I
you do
just
amazing
like
stuff. I mean,
right, right.
you got to show your designs and what you
Yeah,
do.
well,
Like
I'm still working on that
you,
craft.
you managed to stun Andreas, and nobody has done that before. You have like amazed the amazer.
Oh
Like
man, it feels good, right? It feels good when you're like I'm so fascinated in what he's done. For him to turn around and say, "I'm fascinated in what you're doing," it's like it's such a perfect handshake, right? Like I see you, you see me. Whatever Barney says at the end of that line is great. I don't think that's a Barney song, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, it's a great feeling, man. Honestly, to be able to use a tool and to extend it to what I've been able
right,
to do, and I'm still learning. I'm still growing, so
right.
there's a lot to learn. Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Do you want to show some of the things that you build inside of Tuddle?
Sure, I
And
got a
maybe
project.
you want to reopen your Wiz project.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I did reopen my Wiz project a few weeks ago for Despia, and I was like, I guess I got to rebuild this in Tuddle.
Uh, yeah, yeah. It gets a little funky. Definitely gets a little funky, but let me go and share my screen here. All right. Well, this is, let me actually, to get full functionality here, I'm just going to tighten this up and refresh. So I'm building out an app that's pretty much like a,
A mobile app.
a mobile app and using Toddle. I'm
And
refreshing so you
Despia
can see this animation and all that.
was the first Despia user.
First Despia user, yes, sir. And I'm loading in different ways to kind of look and review. And I've got, obviously, this is
Ooh.
different, but all these little things that just happen on a click, it works just like React, like
Mm.
everything is just beautiful. Um, and let me see, let me go to something that I guess it would be here.
And you also built this with the help of office hours. You got to
With
put
it,
some
yes, office
advertisement in.
hours is it's essential that you're in office hours because you don't know what you don't know. And Yassine is the perfect person to help you understand what it is you're trying to do and offer simplicity and to really set you on a pathway where you're not spinning wheels. These things are incredibly important. right? So like, yeah, this is a full platform that's allowing for me to kind of really recreate a barbering app that I've been working on with Wiz. I think I was working on this for roughly about 8 months. This is about a 2 month build, but we're in the edge. This is it, right? And it's going to be ready to go momentarily.
Oh, and we built this in office hours where you pick like your tabs with the animations. You want to show that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Let me see here. You talking about these times?
Yeah, no, like like if you click on a time, where was it? Or did you remove that? Where you could like add Monday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, we
You're
did that in
talking
office
about
hours, right? For the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
dashboard.
So you're talking about creating a service. So we were here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Go to
And if we
service.
click on that, we can create a service specifically. What we're talking about is here. Yes,
Yes.
right. You remember that? And so
Yeah.
we're adding in times and all that, and removing dates and doing all right
Yes.
there.
We
We're
did
getting
this in office hours.
yes, we did that in office hours. So um, this little funky number here got going up and down with that scroll trigger event. These are all things I wouldn't even imagine of doing, like coming from Wiz or just designing. Period. This is JavaScript straight up, and yeah, I mean I don't know what else to say.
Ooh.
Like we're basically on the verge of. I'm not going through the whole process of building this out because the API is not set on the background. I did not do that. That's the last step for me. But yeah, outside of that, man, this is essentially how it works. It's a beautiful design so
It
far.
looks beautiful. It looks just like a real mobile app. And you got drag and drop and
That's
all
drag
those
and
cool
drop. That's
things.
working. Yep, yep, yes, sir. And I got
Amazing.
inactive, active, and all that. Yeah. So
And you can build mobile apps inside of Toddle and you can build anything that you want, and there are no limitations. Or have you faced any limitations where I said, I want to add this feature, but I can't add it because I'm using this shitty tool called Toddle?
never. That's never
Never.
happened. Actually, I
How
mean,
many did that happen to you in Wist?
oh Jesus! Like I feel like every project I ran, I started on Wiz, it ended with that. Like that's the way every last one of them ended. The truth is, I started with member stack. I don't know if I added this part in.
Oh God,
That
we're even
I
going
know,
worse
yeah,
than
yeah,
this
yeah.
today.
So member stack is really I think it's probably the entry point for anyone thinking about implementing apps through
Yeah,
Webflow. And I think what happens is
certainly.
you run into a cap on how far you can extend member stack. Because it's really just kind of like business logic. It really just you're managing your member base as far as like
And they take 8% or 5% of everything you
those
make.
things as well. Those things as well. If we're talking about the totality of what the difference is between Wiz and Toddle, we have to include the pricing difference. It's a
Oh
huge
yeah.
pricing difference. You're talking about Webflow, you're paying for the site to be hosted on Webflow. Then you have to pay Wiz, right, to host your app and your logic
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And if you have integrated member stack, because some of you have integrated both member stack since there's a plugin for that now with Wiz, then you're paying member stack as well. So all these people have their hands in your pocket, right? Whereas with Toddle,
Also, Wiz charges $200 per million page views. Every time your page is loaded, it counts as a page view. And if you navigate to a different page, it's also a page view. Total charges you, what is it, 29 per million.
the
So
and
it's like 200 per million or 29. It's way cheaper. And then also to the 200 per million, you also have to pay Webflow and you also have to pay MemberStack.
yep,
And you also maybe give up a cut of the amount of money that you're making and you're forced in using Stripe, which can cause issues if you need to be tax compliant, especially if you're in the US selling to the EU, right? Because there's so many funky laws. And you can use if you don't use MemberStack, you can use in Toddle and Lemon Squeezy to make it tax compliant and Paddle and all those alternatives, and they're super easy to integrate. Now you can also integrate them in Wiz, but that requires custom code.
mm-hmm, all that, all that. Yeah, I mean, I think overall,
It
just
does also require a little bit of custom code in Toddle, but most of them provide web components which are easier to integrate because Toddle has the logic and the HTML structure in one place,
yeah,
like
I
upload.
one of the biggest things for me is there's
And you
similar.
got so many components. I think this is the biggest Toddle project
don't
besides
need
Toddle.
Yeah, you don't need this many components. I don't want to scare anyone. And
Right,
actually,
but think about this. You have
yeah,
so many. This is the biggest project I've ever seen, to be honest. And you have so many projects in here and so many components and so many pages. Did it ever go over your head where you were like, I don't know what this is. Let's just quit this.
I'm not lost at all. That's the beautiful thing about it. I would have been absolutely like, because this would have been this is synonymous to folders in Wized, right?
Yeah.
So kind of like folders. But then in
Even though that they are like rendered as web components, it's a different technical stuff that makes it more organized even on the code that's running on the page. But yes.
yes, for this to be something that I can see visually and understand, like I know what all these actions are doing. I know where they are in my project. Like these are things that just help with the understanding of what it is you're doing. And even if you didn't like go full, full on developer and you wanted to learn JavaScript and all these languages, if you didn't want to do that, that's fine with this kind of tool. It's perfectly fine. You can navigate whatever it is you're trying to do.
You want to show us something real quick that you built using JavaScript and Toddle, and something that you did that made people think, oh, you need JavaScript for that you didn't do in JavaScript at all?
So you want me to find like one of these?
Yeah, let's look at one thing that's JavaScript, and let's look one thing that's not JavaScript in Toddle,
Okay.
because you can do both, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Let me see. One of the things I would say is the calendar, right? So
Oh
the
yeah.
calendar, oh, this is another thing that can happen every once in a while. It takes a little bit of time to
I
load. But basically, as you can see, there's a lot of JavaScript here.
know.
Ton. You can see how long
You
it.
want to scroll all the way down?
Yep, I'll scroll. Look at
And
all.
it's full screen now, the code editor. It's not a little widget
Right, right. So this is my
or
employee
pop-up.
calendar, right?
Yeah.
And you would see that on the homepage. So
And you have your arguments. You want to talk about arguments, how cool, and your events, because you don't have this in something like Wiz, and this kind of like makes event handling way simpler.
absolutely. So obviously, not everybody's going to use this script the way I have, but I
Right.
specifically wanted to insert open hours. I wanted to insert maximum days in the future and the next available date, and then these events are basically triggers.
Those are like kind of like your variables that add like dynamic input to fixed code, right? Those are like your inputs for
Right, right.
dynamic
And how
points.
would you describe what events do
Those are
for?
your outputs, right? They get data out of the code. This
All
is
right,
gets data in the code. This gets data out of the code. And then you have like your cycle, and the code is processing that data.
absolutely. And this is, I guess, how simple it is to implement it. So it goes in on my uh, homepage.
And you turn this code into a Lego, right? You got your
Yes,
Lego.
yes. It works exactly like Legos, actually.
Yes.
It works exactly like Legos. So, let me see here.
You gotta love Legos.
I got a lot of Legos, brother. Got a lot of Legos. Let me see where I'm at with this one here. Thought I knew. Actually, I think I had the wrong calendar, which is funny. Yeah, I was looking at this one. Not that was the appointment one. I'm sorry. Let me pull this one up. That's the
Oh
best
yeah.
one.
You got more attributes in there, so like more variables.
Yeah, there we go. So same principles apply.
Oh yeah. You gotta love dynamic stuff.
Yeah, a lot of dynamics, right? No events here, but the same stuff, right?
Right.
And basically, all I'm doing is on load. I'm allowing for um, my APIs to fill in the blanks. Just go in and fill in the blanks. I wait for a workflow to happen, and then it goes in and fills in all this detail.
And this code that we have was turned into this Lego block with the inputs, right? And
Yes.
those inputs can be dynamic. So you could go on
This one
FX
right
and
here.
make
Oh, let
those,
me see if this one
yeah,
dynamic.
dynamic, and this can come from an API.
Mhm. Absolutely, absolutely. And then I even
And
had
that's how
stuff that,
simple
huh?
that's how simple you use custom code in Toddle, right? Because there's no custom code flying around the editor. You turn
Right.
the custom code into blocks, and the blocks are the one flying around in the editor.
Exactly, exactly.
Which this shift in mental model is actually making the experience way easier to work with.
Yes. I mean, honestly, this is kind of doing the job for you as far as
Yeah.
that's why it's not as important to understand. It is important to understand, but
Yes.
really, if you're setting up things where, like, for instance, using console logs to really understand, like, okay, what part of your script is working, what's not working. You can always use the inspect tool to zero in on certain parts of the code that need to be altered or modified, and then from there, it's just like, yeah, I mean, you can just there's really, I mean, when you look at something as complex as this, I don't imagine there's a lot of people that have like a custom function or a custom action with this many different, attributes to throw in. But this shows you how you can extend it. Like this is pretty much like
Yeah.
I think one of the
Not even the Toddle project has those things.
And this fully works, right? So like, on the front end, this is also implementing Swiper.js as well. So that's why you're seeing
Oh,
some funky, you know, I guess, movement here in this area. But like if I'm using right now my
all right.
swipe on the mouse, and yeah, this is going back and forth. These two are basically connected together, and this is populating information from that calendar as well. If there was any to populate, it'd be populated. So
This is so smooth. It's so nice.
appreciate it, brother. A lot of work that goes into it, but this is not basically if I can do it, anyone can do it. That's really what I tell anybody right now. Like
Right. And do you have any coding background?
none, zero.
How long have you been coding?
This year. So I
And
started.
and your coding is just asking ChatGPT. I don't want to
Yeah,
spoil.
yeah, right. Between ChatGPT and the cheat code, no code pro code, I've been able
That
to.
79 a month gets you
Yeah,
far.
man, it's $79 I spend every month, man. I gotta say that. That's the best. That's the best commitment. The best subscription
Our
I have
power
is
user.
that
Damien is our power user. You'll see him in every office. He's getting his 79 out there multiple times.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, is there anything else you wanted to ask as far as
You
what
want to we want to look at I mean, you built the same thing in Wisp. You want to look at the Wisp project one
I
more
didn't
time?
build this exactly in Wiz, but I'll show you
Right.
how.
You because there were limitations of Wisp, but
Absolutely. Let me just show you first the
the
web
web.
side of
I'm
it.
curious to see. You a lot of
Yes.
classes, lots of custom code, right?
Oh my God. I'm already getting a little, what is it called? Weirded out. Just opening this project is making me feel weird. All right, let's see. Oh God. Oh God. So this is kind of how I would have to set it up to implement Wiz in the right way. Um,
Right.
I don't actually, now that I'm looking at this, I don't even think I have. Let me see. Maybe I do. It's just been so long. Let me see.
You gotta log in. They got the nice new UI though. It looks pretty.
Oh, yeah, that does look nice. Okay. Let's see. I don't even know my password, bro. What is this shit? Maybe I have some luck with this. Let's see if it happens. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, no.
Maybe we can just rebuild it real quick.
You want to rebuild?
I'm just
You
joking.
said real quick?
No. No.
This is basically, nah, this isn't showing any of my projects here, huh?
Oh,
You
okay.
see if it's another email real quick and hopefully that'll work.
I mean, we don't need to look at this. I mean, I just wanted to get the point
Oh,
across that.
now I need to know this. I don't even know this email, this password, bro.
Okay, so like you really abandoned Wisp and you don't regret that
No regrets. No regrets at
your
all.
project for
Yeah,
your
this
project. I
was
mean, Wisp is a great tool if you have a Webflow app, and if Webflow is a requirement, like you can't not use Wisp, right? You need to use Wisp if Webflow is a requirement.
yeah,
But if this video here lets you think about something, it should be, do I need Webflow for my app?
right,
Because you're paying a high tax with Webflow. You're
right.
paying a tax in what kind of functionalities you can do. You're paying a tax in money, in the tools that you need to use, right? Because
Absolutely.
Webflow is not built for web apps.
Right,
And you're trying to build a web app inside of Webflow. So you're augmenting Webflow with external features, external hacks, and
hmm
that's not best practices. If you were to build a web app in Webflow, best practices would be taking the code outside of Webflow and creating a separate code base, Cloudflare worker, doing this. Wist is kind of like this is why Wisp is client-side rendered, not server-side rendered, because it is something you add on top of Webflow, like member stack. That's why you can hack every member stack website and get the protected content super easy by just disabling JavaScript. Those are not native solutions. And if you are looking for a native solution for your app, where you know your app can rest for the next 20 years with ease on without, being scared that technology will outdate or something like this, I do believe that Toddle is a good choice if you're building a powerful application. Now, if you're building a nice application, people always used to argue saying, yeah, if you need to build a nice M application, Toddle is not the right one for you. I used to believe that too, and before I met Damien.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the animations to me are way simpler here than implementing animations using Webflow. I don't know. That's just my experience doing it. Yeah, I
You got
mean,
nice animations.
well, I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it just takes a little bit of understanding, how honestly, I think the best thing that I wish I understood when I was using Webflow and Wiz was the effectiveness of delays. And Toddle is like the perfect way to implement delays. I don't
Wiz still doesn't have a native way to add a sleep in there. That's fine.
There we go. Yeah, those delays are honestly, I
You
think
got to
that's
use custom
probably
code
about
for that.
that might be about 90% of the magic of having the animations work the way I've configured them to. It's understanding how the delays can interplay. And it's really not that complicated. You're really just setting the delay for after the animations.
And it's all no code. It's all just
It's
colorful
all
Legos.
low code, right? You don't have to do anything
It's
long.
not even low code. It's no code because it's just like Legos.
That's it. That's it. I mean, as complex as you've seen the script, I do try to simplify. Like that's probably the longest.
But you turn your script even into Lego, right?
Yeah, I could. I could if I really wanted to. I can go
But
line by line.
that's what you do with actions, right? Because you have your input and you have your block.
Yeah, I just
That
wanted to make it,
helps.
get it working first, and then obviously I'm gonna do the work and going back and going line by
Yes.
line. Yes. So yeah.
So, I mean, but was there something where Wiz actually helped you understand something? Like, imagine you wouldn't have used Wiz before. Would you
Mm,
be able to do those things in Toddle now without the background of using Wiz?
mm. I guess for that reason, maybe Wiz deserves a little bit of credit because I think
Just
that
a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit, right? Because I mean, it's true. Like if you've never really worked with JavaScript, and member stack doesn't necessarily require for you to know JavaScript either. They have those like member scripts where you can just add them into that. That
Code and you
doesn't
never know what it actually
you never know
is
what
and
it's
how.
doing, right? It's calling
Yeah,
something somewhere else. So like you never know what's going on.
yeah.
Wiz actually does help you kind of understand. Oh wow, well this if I do
That's an
this,
API call. I can call
right,
that also.
right. So yeah, I mean yeah, it gives you. I think it's the perfect on ramp. To be honest with you, it might be the perfect on ramp just to help you understand that JavaScript is complex in nature. Toddle is where you want to be when you say, okay, I got it. I'm going to be doing web apps or I'm going to be doing components. Like that's where you just want to kind of shift your I guess your projects over to a platform like Toddle because to me, I think it's the perfect handoff between design and development for people who have no experience
So
with.
you say if someone that watches this is right now building landing pages, start using Wist, and once you're fed up with it, go to Toddle.
I don't know, man. I can't recommend that. I can't recommend that headache. I would say,
Okay.
you know what, just jump in the Toddle, man. Really, just jump in the Toddle because what I'm really saying, I guess, is it's not a problem if you find yourself coming from Wiz. It's not a problem. Like I want to reassure that you've made the right decision. Just journeying on, just trying to build something, with JavaScript,
Right.
trying to build a web app, trying to build a
Yes.
component. That's great. If you started with this tool, it's fine. Where you want to be is Toddle. If you start with Toddle, that's great. But you might be spoiled. I think honestly, there's an argument there that people who come over who start with Toddle might get spoiled. They might not really understand the complexities behind JavaScript at all.
Because it does so much of the work for you.
It
And
really does. It kind of like solves a lot of
yeah.
the
Use
muscle.
one of those bad tools first, like WeWeb and Wiz, and then go to Toddle, and then you'll appreciate it. Or
There it is. That's what I'm looking for. That's the term I was looking for. Like, you appreciate things more when you understand the complexities involved.
yes.
And I think
And
Wiz,
that other tool, if you ever tried to build something in a no-code tool and you just can't do it, and
yeah,
it just is because they don't have the integration that you need.
right.
And then you go into Toddle,
Let
and there is a functionality where Toddle integrates with every API natively, and you're like,
yeah.
we're not talking like copy API calls. Toddle has the option where you just put the base URL of any API, and it automatically scrapes all their API calls and self-documents everything. Uh,
Right.
they have it. Where do they have it? I think it's under service. If
Where?
you
Oh, right here.
connect
Yeah.
new, if you go to service, connect new, right?
Yep.
And you have custom. You can connect with OpenAI's API, put the base URL in there, and you add the documents API. Toddle is scraping the documentation of whatever API you're working with and automatically creating those API calls and setting those up.
Well, that's the next process for me. I didn't even know they had this. I've been so deep in my project.
It's still a little bit buggy. I wouldn't use it yet, but
Okay.
they also haven't like launched since today. So
Yeah, yeah. But it's still, I mean, there's things like even with the packages, I know you don't necessarily subscribe to a lot of the packages, but
I
uh,
just built them myself, but I also sell packages, so I
yeah,
may have a
yeah.
little bias on that.
I mean, I
But
just like how
the packages do help you a lot,
they
and
do. And they shake
packages
hands.
help you.
What you're selling too, by the way, I've seen a lot of them do shake hands. So it just really depends on the project, the nature of the project. Like for instance, with drag and drop, that was a really good example of like, oh, just use the native one, right? That
Yeah,
Max code, and that we have
yeah,
that working, right? So like,
yeah,
I think some of them are pretty useful. Not all
yeah.
of them, right? But they're definitely not on the scale of what you're building. I can definitely attest to that. They're not on the scale of what you're building. But for the simple things that you want to add, like the simple features and functionalities you want to add to your project,
Yeah,
yeah,
very powerful.
check out the
And
pack.
Wiz doesn't have packages. You want to show us the packages again because I think most people don't know what packages in Toddle are.
Right, right. Is there one maybe in particular you want to split like confetti? We can
I
talk.
mean, I made a video on how to add editor.js in Wiz. It was a lot of custom code. We want to set up editor.js real quick.
Sure, why not? Let's do that. Let's start
Okay,
page,
let's create a new page here.
editor. Yes, why not?
Here we go. We'll add that.
Okay. I don't even think I had it as a package yet, huh? I just went to it.
You do have it installed.
Do I have it?
I do think so. You did click on it. No, you
Nope,
didn't.
not yet. Editor.js. There we go. Let's get
Let's
some.
install the package. Yeah,
And you have a great editor, by the way, in the NoCode Pro Code community.
you do have
Yeah. Actually, I kind of
a
like yours.
better one.
Yeah, I actually like yours better. But let's work it. Let's just show people
Sure.
how fast it's gonna work.
If you
Let's
want to join, link is in the bio, video description, and you can also work it with a pinned comment.
see. All right.
Uh,
So I guess it's just as simple, isn't it?
let's just add your editor.js integration.
That's it. Let me see here.
You
100%.
got to click on editor.js.
Yeah, I just want to fix that
Yeah.
div quick. And then what are we doing here?
You can do some configurations here in the attributes. You can add alert tool true, autofocus true, so we could see some things.
Do I have
Okay,
to
can we
refresh?
make the background white? Because editor.js doesn't have dark mode. This is just like an editor.js thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be able to open the page now and have editor.
Should I open like a new page?
Yeah, let's just open like the preview one.
Oh, preview. Sorry.
I click anywhere. Probably click on the top.
Okay.
Oh, I did reload.
There it is right there.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
make.
you can see a little cursor there, but
Yeah, you may want to add some side padding.
yeah. Let's see here. Maybe let's do a two rim.
You can use rems in Toddle.
And use rims and toggle.
You can build client first in there.
All right, so we're here.
Look at that.
Just that simple.
You can add a link, make
Alert.
an alert.
It's pretty dope.
This would take you, it would be very complicated and it requires coding to add those things into Whist. In
Mm-hmm.
Toddle, it's just drag and drop. That's the nice thing about
Seconds. Seconds.
it. And then you can always add custom code when you need it. So there is no limit on how far you can scale.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful thing, man. Beautiful work.
Beautiful thing.
Great job, Andres and the Toddle team.
They
I know
did a
I don't have any.
great job.
I don't have
They
any
all
Toddle.
rescued us. They all rescued
Yeah,
us.
man. Yeah, I plan on decking this whole office out with Toddle gear. So thank you, Andres. I appreciate you, brother. You guys do an amazing job over there. Keep it up.
They gotta send you some merch. They gotta make you a Toddle hero.
Dude, I honestly feel like I need to show up to like some of these conventions, just like, hey man, have you heard of Toddle? Just, I'm definitely a good hype man. I hype them up so good. Yeah,
You
but
should start a YouTube channel on Toddle.
maybe
You should.
working with you, man. Me and you can do a little YouTube podcast. Be some YouTubers.
You should make a YouTube channel too, like animations in Toddle. I think you can make like 500 videos on that.
Man, honestly, one of the things I thought about doing, I'm not sure if this is for this video or not, but I thought it'd be great just to try to redesign or re-implement or redesign apps that are already currently out there using Toddle. Just
Yeah.
right. I think it'd be pretty cool to see how far you can take this no code tool. Like what how can how can you replicate some of the stuff that's already out there?
That I think a lot of people will like watching that. I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very cool. I mean, you've been doing great stuff from like software for card, audio recording
Oh,
to all those like super comprehensive things. Nobody would even imagine having that built in a low code, no code tool. And it just works in Toddle. It just gets the job done. If you can build it in React, you can build it in Toddle.
yeah. I didn't want to basically I didn't want to show that I'm on the phone, but actually what I was really doing was pulling up what y'all seen start No Code Pro Code was talking about is this fancy little camera that was built in Toddle. So here we go.
Yeah, stop sharing your screen.
You said stop sharing the
Stop,
screen.
stop sharing your screen and you'll show that so it's big.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Okay, now I'm watching.
All right, can you see now? I'm gonna just refresh it real quick.
This is all built in Toddle. No way.
So this is built in Toddle right here, and as you can see,
No way. Now we see all your other tabs,
I
but
know right. So right, this is just showing
it's
me.
all no way.
Yeah, it's built in Toddle. Now you can see like I'm in the background. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
You built this all natively in Toddle.
All built natively in Toddle.
You're
Amazing
crazy.
stuff, man. Amazing work. So whatever you want to build, this is the place you want to build it.
This is so amazing. And then my last question. Oh, you know what? Yeah, always laugh. Let's end with a little commercial.
Uh,
How did no code pro code help you in building those things?
oh my gosh, how did you not help me? That's probably the better question is where would I be without no code pro code? Man,
Using Wist.
I would still be using Wiz, but it's so weird, man. I don't know, obviously I'm wearing a sweater. I'm getting goosebumps talking about this because I'm probably the use case for someone coming from like just being totally lost and then finding not just, a path, but placement, finding community. Like all these things are so important. Like I don't advise any different from my path. When anyone asks me like how do I get started? One of the first things I'm saying is you need to find a community. I always recommend this community. It's just a part of understand. Like you need to be a part of a community with that supports what it is you're doing. Everybody in our community is in the same place. They're figuring this new tool out. Maybe they have more background in JavaScript or languages, whatever. And that's cool. And everybody contributes, when and where they can. But y'all see, well, no code pro code. This guy here, man, has been a godsend. He has been absolutely a life changer when it's come to where I was and where I am right now. Dude, I owe you a steak. I've already talked to you about this. I'm coming to where you are. Not on no creepy stuff. I'm gonna show up to where you are. We're gonna go out for a steak. I'm gonna buy you coffee the next morning at Starbucks, your local Starbucks. I mean, but
We
if I'm
do, we are both always with Starbucks in
yes,
but
that's a part of our morning routine. But if I'm being honest and sincere and serious with anyone who's watching this video and who's on the fence about where to start with joining the community. You don't even have to sign up for your title account yet. Start with the community. Just see. No, I'm serious because you'll eventually get there. I think it's important for you to understand like just what's happening in the community. And if you really are doing this the right way, you're going to also look at other communities and how they're operating, the content, what they're talking about, what things are accessible in those communities. It's just so different in no code pro code. It's so different from the help to the I man, dude, I don't know if I'm saying everything that's that you're making available to us, but not just the help, but the component library, the things that you're building, the videos, office hours, the access to not just his mind, but others who think like him, like Ray Deck. Like there are just so many features that you're getting at a marginal cost. It's just $80 a month, and I swear it's worth 4 times as more. I don't want to encourage him to raise the rates, but he absolutely can make more money doing
you,
what
you
he's
do
doing.
always bring that up.
But yeah, I think I'm going in a little hard, and I maybe had a little bit too much caffeine. But the bottom line is that this community has changed everything for me. It changed everything, and I owe a lot to you, brother. Thank you for building this community, and thank you for being a part of my journey.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I mean, this is amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But you missed to talk about the new AI component generator that you haven't tried yet.
I have not tried much.
So
Yes.
how about you share your screen and we'll
Okay,
build
let's do it.
something real quick in it.
We're
And
going.
let's hope that it works.
Okay. So I'm going to Google.
Delete your editor JS.
Oh, delete it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you like Chetsia and UI, so go to help.nocodeprocode.com and I'll show you how you can build anything.
Yeah.
People now know your auth token.
No. Sorry, guys. Well, sorry to me, huh? I apologize to myself. No hackers out there, please. All right, where are we going?
You see how many unread notifications you have? Because you get always new content.
Yeah, look at this good stuff
Protocol.
here.
Working day and night. Don't show the office hours. I forgot to schedule them for this week.
Okay, all
I got to
right.
do that tomorrow.
Where do you want me to go, brother?
Go to Toddle Mini Tools. It's under Wist Mini Tools.
Oh, got it, got it.
I got to delete Wist Mini Tools, by the way.
Ooh,
No, scroll down. It's even better.
this one.
Yeah, I'm going to make it now into a whole dashboard where you get your generation history and all that, but I still wanted to give you access to it so I can store your data and train AIs based on your data. Now you're just generating nothing, but you want to put a prompt in there?
Sure. Oh, I can put a prompt in here.
Yeah, what do you want to build?
You just refresh. I might have messed it up. Let me see.
But you just wasted one credit now.
Oh, I did. Well,
I mean,
oh, so I put it
you
right
won't get charged. I mean, you wasted my credit I have
here.
with.
Okay, sorry. Let's see. Make a.
You don't need to say make a. You could it and say what it needs to do.
I can just say anything.
Yeah, say auth form or I don't know,
Okay.
button. Or
Make an auth
you don't
button.
need to say make a. It's like
Just
you just
serious.
need to
Just
put you just
auth
need to say
button like that
I
for
don't know I don't know what a auth button is, but
TikTok.
auth button for TikTok. Let's click on generate.
All right.
You do an easy thing, like you don't trust this.
I mean, I just like kind of giving it a low hanging fruit. Let's
I
kind of.
just wanted to say let's make a responsive sales dashboard, but
Oh,
and no, copy this for Toddle
got
and
it.
go to Toddle and paste.
Oh my God. Look at that.
You got to
Oh,
set the
man,
font though
that's-
on the parent.
You said what?
Go on the parent. You have not set up the font. You got to go to the parent.
Okay.
You got to go on font. You got to make it enter or whatever. Here you go.
There it is. Yeah, that looks beautiful. Yeah.
Look at you got
Awesome.
all the. Let's delete the button. Let's build something more
More
complex. Come on.
complex. Okay.
No,
Give
like
me a prompt then. I'm thinking small.
audio recorder,
Ooh, okay.
not
I
button.
can
Like
say that. So audio recorder.
audio recorder. Let's
Uh,
generate an audio recorder.
okay, cool. This is what I mean. There's no end to what you're
I
getting.
already put $400 of credits on my Claude account, and it's not used up yet. So
Nice. Look
you
at
can copy and you can paste it in Toddle.
yes, sir.
Got
You
it.
can.
I did a little funky with the button in the parsing over,
Oh,
but
I
you
like.
have
Look at that. It actually changed.
it did change.
Yeah, it
That's
changed.
cool.
It gave me the three dots. I believe. Unless I saw something. Let me just refresh. Oh, maybe
No,
I
it
did.
didn't.
Maybe I did. I saw something change. Oh, I saw this expand. That's what I
Yeah,
saw.
this was
Okay.
explained. But you want to, first of all, for best, can you just go to the parent real quick?
Sure.
It looks better for the video. And can you center that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just center that. Here you go. Now
And
it looks
give this
nicer. But let's delete this one here.
with the 400 or something. Delete it.
Just delete this one that you pasted over. Let's make something really cool. Just delete
Just
this one.
delete it.
Just delete it.
The whole thing. I liked it.
Yeah, let's just generate another thing. Let's
Okay.
go back to, let's say auth form with TikTok auth.
Okay. TikTok off. Oh wait, how about Facebook and Instagram?
Oh, okay, let's generate.
Hard to paint.
Let's generate. And then we'll make a dashboard. We'll make a whole app after that.
All right, all right.
It's generated. Oh, well, we can make an OTP input.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know you like those.
Yep, you know I like the OTPs. Oh, that's actually really good. Even
I
though,
did forget the Instagram
yeah,
though. You want to regenerate it?
yeah, let's generate it again.
Let's see. But you can paste this in Toddle. It looks the same.
I actually think it's the gradient that might be giving it that. It might
Oh.
have been perfect,
And
but
and the thing is,
in
it
there.
uses native Toddle styling. No click
Mm,
this. It's all native Toddle styling.
I love that. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, it gave us white here.
Eh,
I like the other one better.
let's generate it
Oh, it's
again.
colored
Let's generate it again.
with
With
brand colors.
Let's see, let's generate that again. That's the cool thing. You can generate as much as you want. There are no limits on how many credits you can use.
Well, we don't want to use all your.
Huh?
We don't want to use all the credits that you put in.
I did put in 400 bucks. I think I'm good for a month.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Got a lot of hungry folks around here. Let's just use
It
this.
doesn't like the Instagram.
Doesn't like Instagram at all.
Maybe it can't find it. Maybe it wants to add the Meta logo. But look at this. You got that styling in here. How about we just delete the Instagram button and pretend this never happened?
Yeah.
And if you click on this blue one here, and if you scroll down, right, go on the blue one. No, 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 don't like click on this. Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
click on here. Yeah, and scroll down. You see the styling is all native and Toddle.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And if you scroll up, it even adds the hover.
Oh, whoa. Nice, bruh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you did this, but okay.
Let's delete this whole thing.
All right.
Let's make a responsive dashboard with sidebar on desktop and hamburger menu on mobile.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Slow
Let's
down.
say responsive dashboard
Okay. Oof. Mm-hmm.
with sidebar on desktop and hamburger menu on mobile.
Oh, man.
Because you know responsiveness in Toddle can be a pain. It can be a pain
Yes.
anywhere. And this AI does it for you, all the responsiveness.
Who needs room?
Oh, I should remove that. It's now on YouTube.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, copy for Toddle.
Okay.
Okay, paste. So you got the sidebar. You want to collapse it.
Okay. Oh yeah, look at that.
Look at this. It didn't add a hamburger menu though. How about we delete this and try the prompt again? It's still AI. It's not a genie.
Perfect.
Uh,
Right.
but no, it's not perfect. It's just not perfect the first time or the second time.
Right.
But it will be the third time if you
Is
try.
it learning? That's a
It
cool.
does learn, yes. And like, I mean, every prompt that you put, I'm legally required to tell you that every prompt you put in there will be stored and saved. So please don't put any sensitive information in this field.
I'm glad you let us know before we started.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There
Here
goes
you go. Now we got that. So let's copy this.
okay.
Okay. And now if you paste this inside of here, you got the dashboard. So now you can collapse it. And
Got
you
the
see it adds the hamburger menu on mobile. It doesn't work. It only adds like the responsive part. You have to have it generate a hamburger menu too. But it does the responsive part. And
yeah.
if you click on this menu in here on this hamburger menu, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, like I mean in the editor.
Oh, in the editor.
In the editor. Yes.
Okay.
You see, I think it's in here.
It's got hover right here.
You
Oh.
see it does the native responsiveness media queries inside of Toddle,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty
Beautiful.
cool.
Beautiful.
Let's delete this whole thing though.
All right.
Beautiful. Let's delete. Let's go to the AI. Let's make it something very complex. Let's
Okay.
say make a responsive sales dashboard for an e-commerce SaaS like Shopify. We'll build Shopify right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're getting a little fancy.
Yeah, if this doesn't work, this is going to be such a You gotta like the post first before.
Oh
If
yeah, of
you don't
course.
like it, it doesn't give you good results. Okay,
Oh,
let's
I love
copy
what
this
they
and
did.
let's
I
paste this.
love what they did. This is good.
Let's paste this inside of Toddle. Look at this. And
Animate.
it's responsive.
Oh, that's lovely.
Look
That is lovely, sir.
at that. Isn't that
Nice.
cool? It can even build landing pages.
Oh, I bet. Sorry. That's my wife. All right. Yeah, so okay. Awesome.
Isn't
Awesome.
that cool?
Yeah, man.
And it's all made by AI and it all uses native styling.
Wow, bro. This is actually I didn't even know this was back here. And this is kind of proving my point. Like I knew I wasn't saying everything that that this community
What
was.
was something that you struggled with the most in building calendars, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
Delete.
how about a calendar?
Let's say simple calendar because we still have browser timeouts, but I'm adding a functionality where you can add as many tokens, you can use as many tokens as you want. Whole applications with 20 screens in it, no issues.
So like a simple calendar day picker.
Let's say simple, let's say simple calendar.
Okay.
And it's always using the same styling system. It's kind of
Mm,
like my own Reloom. If you see, it always has the same styling on all the elements it generates. So it always uses this black and white,
right. Right.
okay styled styling system.
So this is the component builder, but it doesn't do the JavaScript side, right? Or
The logic, you can easily do this drag and drop in Toddle, but look at this. It
yeah, it is really nice though.
did a nice job for a nice
Yep.
little calendar. You can copy it and paste it in Toddle. If you just delete the whole thing that it did before and you paste it in Toddle, and it's all native. This is not like a custom code embed. You see
Right.
all the
Right.
native Toddle components with all the native styling. This is a game changer.
Yeah. I agree.
And if you delete this, it can even add logic to some things using HTML. So can you delete this?
Okay.
Okay. Can you go back in here to the editor? Yeah.
Right
To,
here.
I mean, sorry, to the no-code pro-code thing.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. And if you say make a contact form with the email required. Yeah, send that.
All right.
And it's going to do something that you would have never imagined because it even has form validation built in now.
No kidding.
Yeah. So if you try and click on send message, you can also paste that. Yeah. If you click on send message,
Yes, sir. Yes,
it,
sir.
it does validate the form. And imagine how fast you can do things now.
Oh, it
There you go.
actually sent
It
the
sent the form.
form.
Yeah, and you can have it call an API or send an email to
Yes.
you. Need to fix this little thing, but
Oh, this is
if you,
perfect too. It actually put it in as a form.
yeah, if you delete this now,
Okay.
yeah, and now let's do a more complicated thing, a last one. What should we do? What was something that you always struggled with building? Say, this is like a complex UI. I don't know how to
It's
put
always
it.
gonna be the calendar. I
Besides calendars, you can do
couldn't think of anything else. It's the only thing that was like racking my brain for over 8 months.
Okay,
Um,
how about we make a weather widget?
a weather widget. Let's do a
Let's
weather.
say make a weather. We can even connect it with an API then, with the weather
Oh yeah,
API.
because we had the weather API.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's say weather widget.
Weather widget with like ooh. If I put like Apple, will it give me some styling components like that or not?
It will still follow my style system.
Okay, all right. Let's just do weather
It's programmed to ignore you.
widget. Got to be fancy to throw in an Apple. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Generally, if you ask AI to do something like Apple, it doesn't look like Apple.
No. Oh, this is nice. This is
It's nice.
beautiful.
You can copy this and paste it into Toddle. Look at this with all native styling.
Let's add that weather widget in there.
A weather API. And you
Yes,
can,
sir.
you know how to set things up now.
Yeah. So we're gonna basically say current weather. We're gonna link this over to the weather API, the data. We're gonna see
It's
the
on current.
temp. What is is it Celsius?
It's Celsius, I think.
Okay, that's fine. Let's
They're
do
in Denmark.
okay. And we're gonna go with the weather API.
Look how cool it is. And you can then imagine if you were to build this widget by hand, how much time you would spend on this, at least half an hour. And now you save that time as well. So it streamlines your whole process in building things.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, would it be the region? Oh, yep.
California. You may want to add like a comma.
Yep. Space.
Gotta move it up. Yeah.
That's good.
Look
And
at this.
all right. Do they have the humidity in there?
Yeah, you can do all those things.
All right. Data, current. Oh, humidity. 68. Oh, we need to
Percent.
68%, right? Concat.
Yeah.
Percent there.
I mean, do you love this or do you love this?
Man,
Like, imagine how much faster you're going to make things now.
yes, sir. Let's see what else. Current,
And it's fully responsive, everything.
wind speed, cat. I think it said MPH. However, I don't think it would be MPH. Would it be something else like kilometers or something like that?
I think something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just put MPH for now. I'm not
There you
attuned.
go.
What would visibility be?
I have no idea. Maybe true.
Current visibility. Oh,
Oh,
gee. Oh, it is 10,000.
it's visible.
Okay, whatever. Let's
Okay. And you got now a weather widget.
got a weather widget.
But imagine how fast, how much time it saved you instead of building this all from scratch.
Yep, look at that. All done. Toddle.
Yeah. Now let's do
Flat.
one last cool thing.
All right.
Let's go to it.
Delete.
Yeah, you delete the whole thing.
All right. Oh, so we're working there.
Let's go to help.nocode, procode. Yeah. Is there anything that you want to build now that you know how this works, that you want to goof
Oh
around?
man, I don't have anything at the top of my head.
You got to come up with something.
I don't have anything.
You got to come up with something.
Oh man. Uh, okay, it's Christmas season.
Christmas.
All
We'll
right.
make Santa.
Yeah, and with Santa, let's generate a to-do list.
Okay. Let's say a Christmas to-do list.
All right.
We can actually make a to-do list up right now if you want.
To-do lists are probably like the easiest thing to create, right? Like
It,
I just couldn't think of nothing, man. I don't know.
it just got easier.
Oh well, actually, I didn't think of this approach. This is nice.
It
It
didn't.
adds something to it too. I wasn't
Can we
expecting.
regenerate it? I don't like the blue.
You don't like the blue?
And it doesn't do flex one.
All right, so with
We click on generate again. No, you don't need to
you don't want me
prompt.
to add in that detail?
It's just that because it's AI, 1 in 100 is going to be shit, and you just got like one shit.
I
Yeah.
kind of like that. As a first take,
Yeah,
that
but
wasn't bad.
second will be better. Look at that.
Is that better?
Maybe. How about we remove Christmas? Let's
How
just do
about a
to-do
to-do
list.
list?
I'm afraid that like the Christmas is like changing the theme a little bit.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
You don't need to do simple. Let's do complex.
Ooh,
Complex to-do list.
ooh.
That
Wait,
was
sure. That again, that kind of came a little fast.
Let's just reload this. I think it was like 2 API calls that overlapped.
Okay.
And then we can also build a no-code website builder. It did build one for me.
Oh, here we go.
I like that approach.
I do like this a lot, but oh, excuse me.
Ooh. I think we just had some overlapping stuff. But if we copy this now
Okay.
and paste it inside of Toddle and delete the other one, or paste it, you see how fast you got the UI already set up?
I mean, what I like about this is most projects, like I'm sure there are other use cases, right? Like we did a dashboard, but if you're really doing this the right way, this will simplify the process of you building the components that you need for any given page.
Exactly.
And so you're just,
That's the
you're
idea.
just plugging and playing like crazy. I think this is great, bro. This is really good.
The idea is this is like Reloom, but for components,
Man, it's better
but
for
AI.
Loom because Loom gives you like that it's no design on it. This actually has design to it, so you can kind of get an idea
Yeah,
of where you
it
want to.
helps like because most people building in Toddle are not like you visual design experts.
Right, right.
How about we delete this div? Let's make one last thing. This will,
I
I'll
might have to keep
promise.
this though, bro. Hold on.
No code workflow builder.
Let me just create a new page. I'm gonna keep this real quick.
Or you want to keep, here you go. This is how good it is. Damien wants to keep it.
I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that. Let me just give you another page.
You'll be also able to have a history of auto-generated components so you can look at them
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's the reason why I'm
by tomorrow.
another page.
I'm still working on that feature.
Okay. Let's see. And then we'll do the
You
font.
gotta center.
Okay,
Yes.
we're good.
But let's have it make a no-code workflow builder. Let's say no-code workflow builder dashboard. This is like the most complicated thing that you can build. Let's have it generate that for you. I'll do a beautiful job at that.
Oh man, I'm getting I'm getting the jitters.
If it's
I like
loading long, it's a good
I actually
sign.
like that it's taking this sweet time. It makes it feel like, yeah, I'm working hard for you.
Paste this. Look
Ooh,
at this.
look
That's
at
pretty cool,
this.
right?
That's nice, man.
Probably I shouldn't say dashboard. I should probably say just only no code workflow builder because that's like the dashboard where your workflows are, like the Zapier home screen.
I mean, it even threw in the beta, bro. This is nice. This is really good.
And
This is
it's
good.
all native styled inside of Toddle. You can just write and go there and use it.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's great.
But actually, let's just remove dashboard. I promise this will be the last one. I
Okay,
do.
remove dashboard.
Yeah, let's run this again. No code workflow builder. I do have a good feeling now about this one. This will be even cooler. But isn't this cool? Like AI can build stuff for you in Toddle?
Yes, it's amazing.
It'll get better.
I love it, man.
Don't worry.
Oh wow. It's just the drag and drop is not there yet, but oh no, this is just
Yeah,
that's what you call it, right?
this
You
is
want me to
like
do it again?
edit and all that stuff. Yeah, you can add drag and drop with the package, but it did the UI, and those things are usually take some time to build. Uh,
Yes, this is the
you
way.
can also have it make a real file uploader that works, by the way.
Oh
Now
wow.
I got your attention.
Yeah, yeah, because I already know exactly the pains that come with file uploaders.
Let's say make, I don't know, you're the expert in file uploaders. I'll let you prompt this one. I'll generate that. This is going to blow your mind because this file uploader actually works. You want to drag a file inside of here.
Oh wait, man, don't tempt me, brother.
Take a file and drag it in there.
I can do it in preview. Oh
Yeah,
look at that. That's
it
nice.
even did the hover, yes. You can drag files in there.
Oh man, hey, I
You
saw
may
I
need
saw
to
ready to do it. I saw
you
ready.
may need to not do it in the preview, but it did add the label and all that. So if you click on here, it should be able to have a drag in there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
AI can make mistakes.
Wait, I did say UI, in its defense, I did say UI. So maybe it's not thinking uploading.
Oh yeah, let's say file uploader for drag and drop. Yeah, if you do UI, it just gives you like a UI.
Just the
You
design, yeah. So
gotta be, that's what I said, just be a little bit more vague here.
I see. I got
Be a little bit more vague. Yeah, you want to click on it though. Let's see if you can click on it first. Does it open files?
clicked.
It doesn't open files if you click on
No.
it.
So you want me to do it again? Generate?
Let's say functional file uploader. I did one yesterday and it worked. I don't know what's happening on your side.
I wish I had
That
this.
internet.
I needed this last week. How long has this been here?
Oh, since like half a week.
3 days ago?
Yeah.
Oh, this looks like this will work. Maybe it's the fact that it's No.
Oh, it could because it's in an iframe,
All
actually.
right. Yeah. The other one probably worked fine.
I do think probably, yes. You want to click? Does
No.
it open anything?
No. Don't open nothing. Let me see if I can drag. It's probably
I
gonna
gotta improve. It needs to build it as a
work.
label.
It's
I have one more thing
hey,
to
look.
improve.
You know what? This is what I'm gonna say. If at this point you're getting designed components, you are in a really good place.
I
Trust
do want to make them
me.
work.
I know you want to make it functional, but for anyone out there who's seeing what's going on right now, this is like a lot of the work. He's shaving off 50% of what you have to do immediately just on sign up and dragging and dropping and using that tool. If all you have to do is add in, like, it sounds like all we would have to do is do like a changing this to input or label
This
of,
will need to be a label. So
yeah,
let's actually make this work right now.
yeah,
Yes,
it's
let's
a
click on
label.
here. No, what did you do? You changed the body to be label.
Basically, yeah, my bad.
Do
Yeah,
we go into this div here?
and then turn this
Wrong
label
div.
right.
You got to click on this. You got to click on this one.
This one.
This one. Yeah. You need to
Okay,
make this a label.
label.
Yeah. And then you need to add, you need to go to the file uploader. This is the input that we have inside of here.
Yep.
Yeah. And you need to give this an ID.
Okay.
Let's say ID file. Yeah. And then we go to the label inside of here.
Mhm.
And then we'll go to the label and we'll add an attribute for, and then we do file.
Mhm.
Yeah. And now if you click on here, it's going to be a file uploader, a real one. You got to go to edit.
Go to where?
You go on like play.
Oh, play. Okay,
Yeah.
good. There it is. Now
Here
it's
you
working.
go. Now I see all your files.
Yeah. Oh,
It even added the input though for it and made it hidden. So it did half of your work.
it worked. And listen, just watch the videos because you're gonna walk through all the because you it makes it look simple, but really there's some other stuff you guys do. There's a lot of other stuff you gotta do if you want it to work.
But I mean, I think, David, I could have saved you like 2 months, 1.5 months on your project if I would have had this feature
Yeah,
before. But
yeah. If I wasn't too particular about design, I mean, honestly,
I
I'm
know you're very particular about
very
this.
particular. But you know, your dark mode stuff has been great. I've used that, re-implemented that in several different projects.
Thank you.
Yes, your the Google Auth Chef's Kiss. That was great. That's going to save you a lot of time, people. Google Auth is just worth the sign it by itself.
Oh
So
yeah, it is.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
pain in the butt to build that yourself.
yep, yep. So great, man. Honestly, bro. If there's anything else I can say about this community, about
I
Toddle,
do really appreciate that.
hey, man.
And if I may share my screen.
Oh, I'm gonna stop sharing mine.
Absolutely. And I got all my Zoom meetings here, but
Look at me there.
this
But
is
yeah.
coming. So this is, oh shit. This I built this.
Okay,
So,
yeah. Can you show me? Show me how this
oh,
works.
it's not working yet. I just made the UI.
Oh,
But look at this.
oh, that's lovely.
So the thing is, you'll be able to upload your designs from a photo in here. You'll be able to import your designs from Figma, and you'll be able to import your designs from Webflow and have them convert into Toddle.
Bruh.
And then you click a button and AI starts generating.
Can you do one more for Framer?
Sure.
Yes. Are you just gonna give me a button?
I mean, there's no functionality on that yet, but I can
That's,
argue.
I'm talking about the functionality. I don't need your button right now.
I can, Framer is the same functionality.
Okay, all right, all right.
Oh shit, Framer. Oh yeah, actually I do
There
have
it
a,
goes. Yeah.
that's, this is the real Framer logo.
But Framer, since it's the same functionality, would it be essentially a lot easier
What do you mean?
to like basically bring in a project from Framer into Toddle? Would it be?
Both are simple. Web Framer is simple. Figma is simple.
Yeah,
I mean, it's complicated, but
right. In a
this
nutshell.
tool can do it, and it's not 100% because it uses AI, but I mean, you already know that.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Now we got Framer. New feature.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Damien. Here, look at this. If I open the site,
Yes, perfect, brother.
we got a framer.
There we go. There we
Anything
go.
else you want to add? Sketch.
Nah, just Framer. Honestly, if you have Framer and Toddle, that's all you need. That's it. And Zeno.
And you can you're able to.
Yeah, I like that. It looks like you got it positioned at the bottom too instead of at the top, huh? Oh yeah, that's lovely.
Write a long prompt. You can paste anything in here. And the cool thing is in here, you would probably even able to paste HTML in here.
Oh wow.
I'm not going to like, so the idea with this is actually, I think that may be something I should have said. So if I copy this element here, right? I can just copy this element and I'll be able to paste this element in here and send it to the AI to rebuild it for me.
Insane. Insane, bro.
So like if I copy this, right? It didn't add the Google logo, but if I go to Vercel, right?
So,
Oh, Vercel, they're smart. They won't let me copy things. If I go to NoCode ProCode, for example, right? And I copy this whole thing here, right? I can copy this and I'll be able to paste this in here. And now in here, I have my editor. I can say button with icon and I could have it generate. And like, so like I could even paste HTML in here, which is probably not needed, but
that's
you
wild.
can add HTML. So I can paste this inside of here and then
Modify it, change
and
it.
then HTML is being sent to the editor. So for example, if Claude is giving you something, if you say, let's make Claude a button, right? And Claude is going to give you something in the preview of a button. Let's say HTML button, please, with inline styling, right? So if Claude gives you something or you find something on another one's website, you'll be able, I would like it to have it in the preview. So let's go to HTML inline viewer. If I do paste this in here, right? And I do, you know,
Copy it.
copy this button, I'll be able to go in here and paste some of that styling in here. And then I can say, I want, but all this kind of things, which is interesting. So
I get it. I get
you'll
it.
be able to paste some basic HTML. Of course, you can also go in here and paste full HTML as a reference. And then it will also be able, and I'm still working on that. This is just, I just built this in like an hour. Be able to paste your code. And it still has that formatting shit. But the idea of this one is like it grows, you can paste your code, and then you can write instruction and what the AI should do. This is not like a cool little generator. This is a production-ready code. So you can add your prompt in here, nice button. And then you can also, in addition, add a screenshot, add a Figma design, add something that you have in Webflow, something that you have in Figma. And you'll be also able to describe any design from any website that you have the rights to.
All right. All right. That was a nice little disclaimer you put at the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, the rights too. Yeah, that's great, man. This is awesome. When will this be publicly available?
The beta version is available right now, NoCode ProCode right here.
Sweet.
All
I'll be
right.
using that momentarily.
And then as you use it more, so I need you, Damien, to use it day and night. Not too much, but I'm also not saying too low. I do have a lot of money on credits on there. And I need to get rid of that so I can reload it. Keep the members happy, right? But I do want to get rid of most of those credits. So I do have all that data collected so I can improve it. And then we have this version coming out, which is going to blow all of your minds.
Nice.
There will be also an extension coming where you can design in Figma and then import those things to Toddle.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Great work. As you can see.
Thank you so much.
As you can see, man, this is what you get when you sign up. This is perfect. Man.
It will be part of the membership. It will be part of your membership premium and you have
Yeah.
access to it right now. So the AI editor is right now, and now it's just coming in an even nicer interface with being its own app, exclusively available only for all NoCode Pro Code members.
Like myself, and you'll see me in the community and in all
Yes, if you want to see Damien, you got to join in the community.
Man, this has been great, bro. We got to do this again. This is great.
It is beautiful. I mean, I did think we didn't trash Wiz too much. I think it was still
Oh,
healthy.
there's really nothing to trash. I mean, you said some.
Yes,
You pulled me off the ledge a few times. I was a little upset. I think really, I was maybe going through a realization phase where I'm like, man, I was just realizing how much time I spent right on that, and yeah, I mean, now that we've cleared that line, and I've been able to understand Toddle and build, I have nothing negative to say about them. They're a great platform. They offer a solution for people who are interested in that path, and we'll leave it at that.
and that's not our path.
That's not our path. We found
Not our path at No Good Pro Code. We
it.
got the right.
Yeah, they're good. We found our path. This is the path we're on.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Is there anything? So first of all, the people that watch this and say, I want more of Damien, how can they reach you? How can they hire you? How can they, where should they send all the checks to or the fan mail? I don't know.
Well, I'm going to make the gateway joining the No Code Pro Code community. You can reach out to me there. I'm one of our members, so if you join the community, you'll be able to contact me that way. I have no publicly accessible social media at the moment because I've chose to turn off those channels in my life to focus on what it is I'm building.
You
And
gotta make like a social media handle, Damien No Code.
I'll do something later on, but for now, I think the best way to honestly to get into anything involving what it is we're doing, what No Code Pro Code's doing, is to join the community. And if you
Thank you so
chat with
much.
me there, I'm pretty much available to all of our members. Whoever wants to reach out.
Beautiful. That's amazing. You don't have to excessively say no code pro code. I just told you if you make a testimonial, they just say the
I
name.
just keep
People
saying,
know what
I
page
don't
they're
want to keep
on,
saying
but
Yasin because you said, hey, make sure you say No Code Pro Code. I want to say Yasin. I just say No Code Pro Code. It's just like, sorry, man.
we always have too much fun in the office.
Yeah, sorry guys. This is just our banter. You'll get used to it if you're in office hours.
But so if people want to send you checks, work with you, no code pro code is the gateway. No email you want to put out here.
Yeah, I mean, no email. Just join the community. Jump out. I am very selective on the projects that I take
There
on.
you go. So you make them like one of their like they gotta be approved by me first because I can
Yeah.
contact
Or
you.
if you want, you can reach out to Yasin. I think another way I'm kind of really carefully going about things is whatever we're building, I want it to not just be something that benefits me. I also want to share that knowledge with the community. So those are the projects that I'm accepting at the moment. So if
That's
your project
amazing.
fits that parameter, then contact me. But you know where to find me.
Is there any message that you want to send to the people that are watching, that are thinking about Toddle and they're not sure? And
Mm. If you're not sure about where to start, or if you're not sure about Toddle as a
don't say join no code pro code. I want something
no,
else
no,
now.
no, I'm getting
Like,
this is not that. Yeah, I
okay,
would say there's only really a handful of competitors, right? So like start with a simple to-do list, right? Because this is the proper way to vet whether or not something's for you or not. Start
famous
with a
to-do
simple
list.
to-do list. Create one in Webflow with Wiz. Create one in Toddle. If you're a bubbler, create one in Bubble. If you
Ugh,
want to try it, I know. If you want to try it in some other platforms, try it.
we web.
WeWeb, try all the platforms, and then make your decision. I don't think
Then
it's
use
going to
Toddle.
take. Yeah, I think when you realize how easy it is, and really start with the weather to do app because that's where all of them, like all of these platforms, that's where they tell you to start. Even Wiz, their earlier videos are pretty much showing you how to
I
build
mean,
it.
their old template doesn't work with the new version, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, they still would suggest you start with the YouTube. Oh, not YouTube. I'm sorry.
It would the weather template was like for embed one still, so
Oh, really? So they haven't updated the video,
they haven't posted any videos about their like any tutorials since like 4 months.
and that's when you're going to join Toddle.
But they said they're working on some. They're
I don't
working.
want you to work hard through this decision. I actually do subscribe to an idea that we got from one of our colleagues, Leonard. that if you have to think about it too deep, it's likely the answer, right? You already have the answer. You're just kind of toiling with the obvious. I think when you
And
actually
he got banned from Webflow, so he had to use Toddle. Like it.
I didn't know that, Linda. I did not know that. But yeah. So if you'll see when you actually start to use it and you try to implement some of the features that it has to offer you, you'll see. There's 9-day difference between this in comparison to other platforms. There's nothing like it. And yeah,
Also, Toddle is the only platform for, I hope I have no audience that is needing this, but Toddle is the only platform that lets you allowed to build adult websites.
oh yeah.
We got,
So for that contingency, welcome.
we do have one in office hours. I don't want
Got
to say
one.
his
We
name.
got one. Yeah. 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 Just bring your projects, whatever they are.
We need to have one meeting like this with Andreas. We either give Toddle the best PR or ruin the reputation. We'll see.
Man, I actually really want some merch, man. I saw you had something. I want some merch.
Like now is your video. You're like on the number 2 Toddle YouTube channel in here, besides the official Toddle channel. Andreas
Yeah.
is watching probably that video. Anything you want to tell Andreas?
Andreas, keep doing what you're doing, man. I know you guys have a track that is set to make Toddle something incredibly great, man. I totally believe in what you guys are building. If there's anything I can do to promote your cause, bro, I'm on. Sign me up. Send me some swag. I'll wear the t-shirts. I'll put lights on in the back. I'll create YouTube videos. I'm your hype guy. If you want one of them.
I do want like a sign for the background that says,
Yeah, Andreas' sign is dope. I want one of those.
and I want one with Andreas's and Vakas's and Casper's signature.
I like
I do
that.
want that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, man. I love that, man. They got it.
And you know what the nice thing about Toddle is? I imagine they're watching this video. They actually care about their community, and we both are going to get our sign. They're going to have
Yes,
it made in Denmark, and they're going to hand ship it over here.
man. Look, if I can get this before Christmas, it'll be the only Christmas gift I need. It's
I mean, I'm still
right
waiting
now.
on
It's
my
the
new
23rd of
swag,
November.
so like shipping takes time. They ship it. They don't use air, they use sea. So
Hey, man, listen. If you just package it and treat it like it's a Christmas gift whenever it gets here, I'm gonna open it like it's one. It's no biggie. What day it falls? What
I'm
day it
still
gets
waiting
here?
on my merch since 2 months or 1 month. So
Oh man. Oh
it
man.
takes. They said they shipped it. So like.
Either way, Andres team, Toddle team, you guys are doing an incredible job, man. Like I'm really excited about next year. I've got a lot of things lined up, and everything's being implemented through Toddle. Everything. So
Even your camera system and your
even my
core
camera system,
recording
it's here.
audio
Yeah,
thing.
everything, everything. So great, great work, guys. Keep it up.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Damien, for your time. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
I
I'll see
think
you on Monday.
it was a very interesting conversation. I think we've been as serious as we could because we're not serious if we're together in a Zoom meeting or in a room. So I
You know where
think
this conversation could have went, and it didn't go there. We did a great job. We need to give ourselves a pat on the
exactly, exactly.
back.
We also could have ended up trashing more about Wist or so, it's just that we both wasted so much time in using Wiz. So like our conversation always goes into certain time because we're like looking at Wiz and we're saying, this is where my 8 months went.
Yeah, Wiz is kind of like that family member that gave you hell. But if you didn't have that family member, then you wouldn't have built the character to kind of like know.
Yes, yes, exactly
Right?
that.
So like there's
Exactly.
utility for Wiz. Maybe it's not the way they
It's
designed the
it's like
platform.
the teacher you hated in school, but that actually was very good at math.
Right, and gave you like the building blocks to become
Yes,
Einstein or whatever else, whatever smart person you ended up becoming. Like, yeah, so there's utility for Wiz. So we ought to appreciate them in the world of what it is we're doing. You know,
yes.
yeah. Big ups, Wiz. You guys did a great job too. Thank you guys for
Thank you so much,
who
dear
you are.
Sweet team. But thank you even more, Toddle team.
Right.
Toddle doesn't just sound fun, it's also a heck of fun building in it.
Yes. And the community is very supportive. Like everything about being a part of Toddle is just great. From what you're
It's
doing to
beautiful.
who you're doing it with.
Yeah.
So great
Thank you
job.
so much, Damien. It was great. I do not know if there is much utility for people who watch this video, but I think it was really fun filming it. It's just like if you like this, join office hours.
Hey, yo, man, yeah, if you like it, and you know what, we're probably gonna do more of these. Though, just give us some time.
Yes,
It'll calibrate over time. Give us some time.
yes, exactly.
All right, bro.
Okay, thank you so much, Dave. I'll have you in for the end, but we'll just officially end this. So thank you so much,
Awesome.
everyone, for
Almost there,
watching.
man.
Really appreciate that. We really appreciate that.
Yes,
And
sir.
use Toddle. Take
Yes,
care.
it's
Bye-bye.
Toddle. Take care.